Once again, a new enemy type has appeared on my way to the boss. This is the Phantom Master.
I'll scan the target.
I seem to remember this thing also being pretty bad in Persona Q. It's not as bad here, and I'm currently on Dominion. No, that's fine, I'll just switch back to Titania. Actually, wait a minute, you're weak to light, aren't you? No, you're weak to dark. I probably should have switched to mod. Oh well, it's probably fine. As you can see, I have... That was a pretty good crit, actually. I have my party for the boss here. I'll be talking more about why I'm using them later. I should probably tell her to stop doing that. I want her to save that for the boss. Oh yeah, that's what her new weapon looks like, by the way. That new rod we found. It has over 200 power, which is pretty nice. Okay, come on, scan. Please go through. I just want to show that. So, repels electricity despite not really being affiliated with that, and it's weak to wind. Seems to use both fire and ice attacks, and I'm going to really need to heal Ken after this.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful.
Okay, here's something that we haven't seen before, the Dark Eagle.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
So it's weak to electricity and null wind, and it uses wind attacks. Pretty simple for an eagle enemy. Okay, level up for Mott there. And Mamudon. Though without Mudo boost, that's not that great. Ah, there's Ghastly Whale. I knew that you learned that eventually.
My skills have
Also, I mainly did that battle just so that Metis would level up. I did get an item that was like something pumps. I wonder if those are... I think they're female-only leg armor. Okay, that's Ken's joke weapon. Uh-oh. Hey, actually managed to avoid both of those. That's pretty surprising. You know, I wonder if you're the Red Sigil. Yes, you are! I needed to show you anyway.
There's one enemy. Please help me! Persona!
I've actually forgotten what the Red Sigil does, so I'll have to wait for the scan. That's actually kind of good. I never expected Marin Karen to be useful.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Okay, I'll scan you, and then let's hope you don't repel this. Well, you don't, so at least I know that.
The enemy's weak against
Weak to ice. Yeah, I thought you would have Evade Ice, because of course you do. And Drain Fire and Elect. Null Light, but not Null Dark, so we could instant death it via Dark if we wanted to. Mind Charge Fire attacks, though, which is probably a good thing that we have Junpei here. I have a feeling it won't die to this. Yeah, didn't die to that. Thought so. It's not putting up as much of a fight as the other Sigil we fought, though. And let's just rush it to death. So, I think that should be most of the enemies in this area. And the next area, too. Oh, there's also Kingu, who I don't have, so I might as well try and get you. Yes, there you are. But yeah, it's just like the last block of this place. The final area is just 5 floors, and it's all the same enemies as the last batch of 10 floors. So I don't really feel the need to show many fights after the boss here. But, of course, I will be showing the boss, and then I'll be showing... Because after the boss is going to be a cutscene, and it's a cutscene that I'm looking forward to, because it's time for my favorite party member's flashback. Okay, what do we got? Wow. I mean, okay, does Metis have a joke weapon? I seem to remember there being some kind of squeaky hammer that's the joke weapon for that type, but I'm not entirely sure. But, so we've got, okay, so we've got Junpei, Yukari, Mitsuru, Akihiko, Koromaru, Ken, Metis, I'm pretty sure Aigis has a joke weapon, so that is 8 party members. And I have got the same joke weapon 3 times! Well, let's just quickly check if the scrub brush is better than what you currently have. Ironically it is, so you're getting the scrub brush. We also have his winter outfit, although +5 luck is not bad. Yeah, you know what, I'll just go with the winter outfit for now. I'm sure I don't have better shoes than that. Oh, also preemptively, gonna give you that. That is an SP restoring item, if I remember correctly. Yes, it does restore some SP every turn. I don't think I'll give that to Aigis for the moment. I'll maybe give that to someone like Yukari or Mitsuru later. Claymore. No, I wanted to talk to Junpei. I want to know if that's better or worse than what he currently has, and if it's better than that katana, I will definitely take that. Plus 40 HP is decent, but Claymore crit rate up, that's exactly what I want for the upcoming fight. So you're getting that, and I can finally say goodbye to the Katana of Evil. You will not be missed. Okay, here we are at the floor where the boss is, so now is the time where I'll explain my team choice here. So, I've gone with Junpei, Metis, and Ken. Now, Ken is mainly here as a healer. I was originally planning on bringing Mitsuru, but then I realized, one, the enemies here have elemental break skills for ice attacks, and from that I also realized that I didn't even need to fuse a persona that nulls ice, because it wouldn't even matter. But also the enemies, well, one of the enemies here has a hammer attack, and so I mainly brought Ken as my healer for resistance to that. The reason why I brought Metis and Junpei is that I want, well, for one, I don't want anyone weak to ice, so Akihiko is out, but also, I want fire, because one of the enemies in this fight is weak to fire, but the main reason was, I want some physical attacks. I'm actually going to be going into this fight with Rebellion. The main reason being, there's an enemy in this fight, it's a group of 3, there is one enemy in particular that is a very high priority target, and I want to focus down on it and try and get some crits on it. Rebellion is not going to be that bad for me, because the enemies here are pretty much entirely magic based. I don't have to worry about them using anything physical for the most part. And while they do have elemental weaknesses, they, once again, have the elemental evade skills for their weaknesses, so I feel like trying to just smack them with physical attacks is a better way to go. What I've also done is I have passed out, I probably should have taken Akihiko's off and given it to someone else, but I've given the Eye of Ice to several of my party members. Reason being, aha! You want to use evasion skills? Well, turnabout is fair play, I can use those skills too. So yeah, I'm going to try and out-cheat the boss at its own game. So I'm going to save, and hopefully this fight goes well. Oh, also equipping Mort to start the fight for the double auto skills, you know the drill. Let's go. Yes, we are ready, hopefully. Wonder if the Black Shadow will be there this time.
Shadows confirmed. But that figure over there, it doesn't seem to have any intention of attacking us.
No, it hasn't really done that so far.
Anyway, for now, concentrate on the shadows ahead. Here they come.
Certainly seems to like summoning boss shadows against us, though. This is what I like to call the Priestess trio. 3 shadows that are all Priestess arcana. So we have the Shouting Tiara, the Primitive Idol, and the Wrathful Book. So, the strategy to this fight is we need to get rid of the Wrathful Book as quickly as humanly possible. Remember how I was talking about the Rage Tetrakan strategy early in this playthrough? Well, this boss uses it. Basically, this thing will try and use Stagnant Air, and then go for Infuriate to enrage the entire party. Then the Shouting Tiara will use Tetrakan to force you all to kill yourselves. Meanwhile, the Primitive Idol will use Mind Charge magic attacks, which do massive damage to you if you're enraged thanks to the massive defense drop. So, yeah, this fight is a pain. A massive, massive pain. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put Junpei and Metis here on assigned target. Because I want that Wrathful Book to die as soon as possible. Ken is going to be on heal/support. Hopefully he'll still contribute with attacks if everyone's on high HP. So, I'm going to go for Aguilar on this thing to start off with. And if this hits, then I might go for a Rebellion.
Keep it up. Not bad.
Let's see the turn order. Okay, that thing is going later. This might be a good thing for me. Yeah, let's go for Rebellion. This might be bad because I find that the Tiara sometimes uses physical attacks. I didn't realize that before I tried fighting this boss. And they can critical often if Rebellion is up, but I think it's a small price to pay for the increased chance of doing this. Thank you, Metas. This thing is actually surprisingly defensive too. Doesn't have that much HP, but it's a little annoying to take down. So anyway, this thing has stagnant air. It will then use Infuriate to inflict rage on all of you. It can also debuff you, but it almost never does that. It mainly focuses on its main strategy. It is weak to fire, and it doesn't seem to have the evade skill for fire, which is good, so that makes killing it a little easier.
That wasn't good.
It's not really healing all that much, but okay then. And there's stagnant air. So, at this point, it's going to become pretty much a coin flip, because if Aegis gets enraged, I'm pretty much instantly dead. Thankfully, the Shouting Tiara hasn't used What was I thinking? It actually has used Masukukaja. I'm going to scan you next, because you are next on my to-die list. But I'm going to use, and this is kind of a crapshoot because it's got increased evasion. But this thing just needs to die now. Okay, good. Do I go for a Sutra, or should I just go for another, I could try Mind Charged Aguilar's too, but no, I'm going to go for Buffalo on you. Because this one is weak to ice, and I actually hit, which is pretty impressive.
Keep it up. Get him.
Now that thing is weak to Zeo, but I can't hit its weakness without using a multi-targeting attack, so I want these things to stay down for the moment. And because everyone's at a decent level of health, well, you know, the Wrath of Wolf's going to get back up again after the attacks of Junpei and Metis, unfortunately. I was hoping that Ken would use Vile Assault on it. You know what? Since I know you're not staying down, I might as well just hit you again. Yeah, it actually seems to take more damage from physical attacks than it does from its weakness. That is the case with a lot of enemies in Persona games, though. Often the weakness is only really good for knocking them down. It actually doesn't do that much in the way of increased damage. Oh, it's getting low-ish. Now, the Shouting Tiara mainly acts as the support of this fight. Its main annoyance is Tetrakarn, which will rebound attacks back into you, and if you're raged, you will probably instantly die. It can also use Ice Break if you bring anyone to the fight who's immune to ice, and it also has Medea for if the group's health runs low, but Medea is pretty much nothing at this point in the game. Okay, that's not what I was hoping you would do. Oh, great, that thing's gonna get its turn now, and everyone's gonna get enraged. Okay, this is where things can get really terrible. Oh no! So yeah, if Aegis gets enraged, you're probably just instantly dead. Please heal Aegis. Even though I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue, because if Aegis gets, if she gets Buffodine at this rate, she is just dead. There's nothing I can do about it because of the drastically lowered defense. Oh great, you're not going to keep it knocked down, so it's going to use Tetrakarn. And there's really not much you can do about Rage at this point in the game either. Like, most of the Personas, like, okay, yeah, even though Aegis has been healed, I'm still dead because she's gonna kill herself now. Like, there's nothing I can do about this at all. Because watch this, she's dead. Oh, actually no. But that was pure luck, because she just recovered from rage that turn. If she hadn't recovered from rage that turn, I would have been dead there. So, I really don't like this fight. Like, I need to maybe do a bit more research and see if there's a good persona that I can fuse that has null rage. Because null rage is such a rare skill, and the majority of personas that have it are really only very, very low-level early game ones. So, I can breathe a little bit easier now that that thing is gone, but we're not done yet. Because the primitive idol is pretty dangerous. In fact, I'm gonna... What are your tactics? Okay, yeah, you're reverted back to act freely, that's what I thought. I'm gonna put you on knockdown, I guess, and Junpei, yeah, he'll just act freely. Kind of wondering which one to prioritize first, because really, the Shouting Tiara is nothing on its own.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Though the primitive idol is going to be a little harder for me to kill with my current setup, because I don't have much in the way of good electric skills. Did any of the personas that I picked up in Shuffle Time have anything? Thoth, but you are not resistant to ice. Wow, your starting skill set is terrible. I could try Thoth, I suppose. Ken is quite badly hurt. That thing does have a Veda Lek as well, I need to remember. Maybe I should just go for this. As long as I keep healing the boss's ice attacks, and by the boss I mean the idol, its ice attacks are not going to be as much of a threat because at least we're not raging. Okay, everyone's critical rate seems to have come back. Well, at least that Tetrakan is gone. So I can safely hit you with physical attacks now. Like this! And so here's the primitive idol. Like I said, it mainly uses Mind Charge and Ice attacks. It also has Megado and Hammer-On. Hammer-On is the main reason why I brought Ken to this, because, you know, there's just the slight chance that it might go for that on Ken and waste its turn. And there goes our critical rate. So unfortunately, no epic critting broom attacks. Okay, what are you gonna do? I'm guessing Mind Charge? No, just going straight from a Bufudyne. Yeah, I'm so glad for Titania's resistance there.
Metis is still frozen.
She won't be frozen soon, so... I mean, I should probably just go for Buffalo on that before I try and use Mediarama, but... I should probably just use Mediarama now.
Persona!
Just because otherwise we could have problems. I mean, Metas can hit that thing with Buffalo anyway. And I did put it on knockdown, so I'm sure that thing won't be getting back up anytime. Well, hopefully it won't be getting back up if she knocks it down. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't think you even had Masu Kaja active. Obviously you didn't because you're using it again now. Okay, what's King gonna do? Maybe I should put Ken on Act Freely now, because he's healing very insignificant amounts of HP here. Uh-oh. Okay, this is why I love Titania's resistance. And this is probably not going to hit, but I might as well try. Oh, hey, it actually did hit. And let's see. I could switch to Thoth, but no, I'm not going to do that because that thing is currently Mind Charged, so I don't want to have anything that isn't resistant to Ice currently active. Nice one! That's probably your weapon's critical property working. Unfortunately, oh, okay then. That's fine with me, I'm gonna do this. Even though it's not actually gonna kill, let's see how much damage this does. Quite a lot, actually. Now, hopefully you get knocked down by this again, though you'll probably dodge it, because no, actually you didn't. It's pretty nice. Yeah, have to remember that thing still has Tetrakarn up, so Metis is not going to be attacking physically. Oh, I wish that had hit, because then you might have died before you got a chance to get your Mind Charge attack off. And let's... Oh, right, I could have been setting Ken to knock down, and he could have been hitting that thing's weakness all along. It's kind of weird that this thing doesn't like to use Mind Charge Mabufudine that often. It usually just uses Mabufula. You know what? I'm actually going to do that. Ken's going to go on knockdown.
I understand.
Yeah, there's so many dangers in this fight that I kind of missed the obvious, which was that Ken could have been hitting this thing's weakness the whole time. Of course, I'm definitely happy that I focused down on the Wrathful Bolt first. But I will admit, it was nothing but sheer luck that got me through this, because if Aegis hadn't recovered from Rage in one turn, she would have been dead. Bufudine just would have one-shotted her.
The enemy's going to attack. Last one. Oh, I can't help.
That's interesting. Pretty sure that you're not immune to... Oh, right! You're immune to electric attacks and you have Tetrakarn still up. That's why Ken can't do anything. So he's going back on heal/support.
I understand.
Oh.
I need your help.
Bad thing for you, though, is that all our attacks are considered almighty, so they pierce reflex. So Tetrakarn won't save you from us beating you up like this. I am so glad that fight is done. You are going to see 2 fail channels for that, and yeah, that's definitely, that's fitting experience for that. I'll definitely take that. I hate that boss so much. That's not bad.
You're on a roll.
And that's going to hurt a lot since it's already down.
Oh, crap.
You know, with all those critical hits, maybe I should be changing tactics here. Maybe I should instead focus down on that to prevent the Tetrakarn. Because hilariously enough, if that thing gets Rage off and there is no Tetrakarn, then Rage is probably a benefit to us. However, switching my target could backfire horribly. Gonna put a scan through on that thing at least.
I'll scan the target.
Do I want to do this? I'm doing it. I'm switching you both to targeting that thing. And here's where things can potentially get bad. Ken is probably gonna Tetrakarn himself to death, though. I'm so sorry, Ken. With a scrub brush. Yep, there it is. Well, at least it'll remove Tetrakarn on the... Well, actually, we don't know which one he's going to attack. Yeah! Reflect plus, oh no. Yeah, that's not good. Reflect plus, not Mabufudine, just regular Mabufula, and yeah. Rage drastically lowers your defense, so that happens. Huh. Okay, you're still going for that. Oh no! I guess being enraged is really bad. In fact, that could be instant game over for us.
Persona!
I forget which persona has the item that nulls rage.
Keep going.
I mean, I may be able to kill that thing before it uses Tetrakarn, but,
Oh,
you're not attacking the right person, Ken. Oh no, I guess please attack the, Tiara. Robo Rage! You actually did attack the Tiara! And Tetrakarn death. So that was bound to happen at least once. Negado. Okay then. That wasn't all too impressive. Oh boy. It begins. And that's bad because everyone has drastically lower defense due to rage. And there's Tetrakarn. And Junpei is probably going down unless he gets very lucky here. Yep, he's gone.
Junpei is unconscious.
Oh no. Well, it missed Igus.
Is unconscious.
And Ken got ridiculously overkilled. Oh no.
Junpei is unconscious.
Yeah, I wish there was a multi-revive. I mean, there is a multi-revive spell in this game, but it requires you to reduce your own HP to 1, and we're probably dead here. Thank you, Resistance on Titania.
Be careful.
There is really not much I can do here except desperately hope to get Agilao off on you. No! Well, I'm dead anyway. It doesn't matter if I get enraged or not. Please tell me this thing's not going to just slap Igus to death, because that would be really humiliating. It is!
No, it can't end like this.
Death count to this boss? 2! Again, I probably should have had something that's immune to rage, but I really don't know what personas that are good that have that. Anyway. Obviously going to want to open that up, but first, let's check out our rewards from that fight. We've got Soma, excellent, and Triesto gems, in case we are in danger and need to quickly return to the lounge. So, let's come back to the Desert of Doors, and I am definitely saving after that fight. Oh, I hate that fight so much. Yeah, I knew one of the bosses in the Ants was going to get me eventually. A lot of people were surprised that the one with the Brave Wheel, the Judgment Sword, and the Ice Raven didn't get me, but this one certainly did, multiple times. Yeah, Rage Tetrakarn is an extremely annoying strategy. The only real counter to it is being immune to Rage. There's no real other way around it. So, yeah, that fight certainly happened. I am saving, and in fact, I'm probably going to go in there and buy a bunch, by in there I mean the shop, and buy a whole bunch of Disrages, because being without those may have cost me in that fight a few times. Anyway, I will probably continue on and do the flashback scene, but yeah, that was a pretty insane fight. Okay, here we are back at the 20th floor. I'm just going to speed through the rest of these floors. Like I said, floors 21 to 25 are all just repeats of the enemies we've been seeing earlier. There's really nothing much to see here, and since I've already shown, I'm pretty sure, all of the enemies that can appear, I'm just going to go straight to the end. Well, you've got a beat on that Black Shadow, so let's run after it. Kukai's Vestment. Let me see what that is. 106 defense, no additional effects. There's probably better stuff, but it's okay. Well, we're almost there, right? Given that there are a whole lot more doors in the Desert of Doors that we haven't been through yet, it should be obvious this is not the end. So, we are definitely not going to catch the Black Shadow yet. And it's a dead end, and it got away again. Of course it did. There are still more doors to go through. So, it's time for another flashback. And this is one that I've been looking forward to, as you can probably tell.
Stupid old man. How low do you have to be to get drunk on cooking wine? But I guess it's just as pathetic to rush out like this every day. Man, what am I gonna do? I got nowhere to go. Yo, sup, Pooch? Here to join my nowhere to go after school club? Sorry, Pooch. I don't have any food for you. You know, haven't I seen you around here before? Hey, it's Junpei. Huh? Oh, hey, guys.
Why the long face? Are you that sad that we're in different homerooms now?
Still dumb as rocks, huh? Wait, isn't it way past your dorm curfew? What are you guys doing out so late?
We snuck out. When you get to be a junior, you learn the secret exit. Hey, we're going to Escapade. Want to come with? We're helping this guy drown his sorrows over a girl.
That's not true.
Don't let it get to you. That's what you get for going after someone like Yukari Takeba.
Yeah, I feel really, really bad for this guy.
Although I never expected her to hook up with a new transfer student.
So, bear in mind, this is very, very early in the game. This is when everyone is assuming that they're going out. This isn't assuming that you're doing their social link or anything like that.
I guess she goes for that kind of dark side of his.
Dark? He seems like a regular dude to me.
And this line makes so much more sense in my silly headcanon.
No, I'm serious. That transfer kid? Rumor has it both his parents died when he was little. Someone got a peek at his file when Toriumi left it lying around.
Man, you're so gullible. That stuff only happens in soap operas.
That trope when characters in a fictional work talk about how certain plot devices only ever happen in fiction.
Hey, I said it was a rumor. Come on, let's get going. You snooze, no booze.
I don't think you should be mentioning booze around him right now.
Booze? I think I'm gonna pass.
Huh? What's the matter? Come on, why don't you live a little?
Said I'm gonna pass. I just ain't in the mood.
Well, man, looks like I'm the only one you got to console you.
They keep telling you nothing happened. He offered to hang out and I turned him down. Things never go the way I want them to. Man, is my life really as bad as it seems now? I wish there was, like, something I could do to change the world. Like some awesome skill that no one else has.
Yes, worded exactly like that. That is definitely not blatant foreshadowing.
Don't give me that. I'm sure someday we can make some real friends that'll listen to us.
And again, blatant foreshadowing. Or should I call it... What's the term for that thing where there's a flashback and someone says something that's really ironic in light of what you know ends up happening later?
All the scenes in my past. You guys had to see that one.
Junpei.
Oh hey, the answer Yukari is showing legitimate concern for someone. Who would have thought?
Dude, I know. I was surprised to see you too.
So I guess Koromaru technically gets a flashback, he just shares it with Junpei.
So, you were the dog from that day.
This does feel like a bit of a retcon, though admittedly, if you saw a random dog on the street, you probably wouldn't remember exactly what it looked like if you saw the same dog many months later, so I guess that makes sense.
Makes it seem kind of like destiny. Looking back, that was the day Akihiko-san found me. The only place I could go from there was the convenience store. And that's where I was when the dark hour hit.
So I think this means that scene takes place just after the Arcana Magician Shadow. Because I remember that very early during the main story, Akihiko brings Junpei in saying he found him crying in a convenience store during the dark hour.
You were bawling in the dark with that awful expression. Honestly, you looked worse than the shadows.
Well, what was I supposed to do? That was the scariest damn moment of my life, man.
That does make perfect sense. I mean, he was probably surrounded by a bunch of, shadows that were trying to kill him, so I understand why he'd be scared.
But you know, I had other stuff to deal with, like my old man.
This has gone into, I believe, in a bit more detail in his social link for the female protagonist in Portable. So yeah, this pretty much directly confirms Junpei's father is an alcoholic, which, yeah, makes his backstory even more depressing.
So staying at the dorm and fighting shadows and all that stuff looked pretty good.
Oh hey, everyone seems to be having a bit more fun than they used to.
I see. Unlike me and my sister, other people usually have reasons to awaken.
Shame it's not accompanied by awesome music like it is in Persona 5.
I comprehend.
I had my reasons as well. However, in my case, it happened in reverse. I had the power first, and gained a reason later.
I like this line. It does really sum up what happened with Igus, and it's something that I didn't really stop to think about it before.
Now that I mention it, you're...
I think I'm starting to get it. There is a reason we see what we see inside the doors. Doors that have delivered on that reason disappear, and those with roles still to play remain.
a reason? What kind of reason?
I can't say for sure, but if we keep moving forward, I think we'll start seeing it. Let's do our best, sister.
You're right. Until then, it hadn't even occurred to me to wonder about it. She's so full of emotion. Nothing like me when I woke up in July. But she'd never had any chance to come into contact with others. Was there a moment when she discovered her emotions, as I did? The seed of my curiosity was planted, as I began to wonder.
Yeah, just what exactly is Metis? That's one of the main mysteries that we'll be hopefully finding out much later. Actually, not much later. We're officially past the halfway point. There's only 3 areas of the Abyss of Time that are left. And now that we've gone through all the male party members' flashbacks, we'll be doing the female party members' flashbacks. And I just realized that, yeah, seeing Fuka on screen, Fuka doesn't actually have a flashback, and that's probably because we actually got to see her Persona awakening directly during the main storyline, and we pretty much saw her first introductions to her power and the Dark Hour firsthand, so in some ways we don't really need to see a flashback with her. This is also interesting because Fuka has always been calling this thing the Black Shadow, but that seems to be because she hasn't got a good look at it. Obviously, she's just seeing things through her analysis. We've actually seen it directly. Well, I mean, there are known to be shadows that look like humans. And before I end this, I might as well try talking to everyone here. What does Mitsuru have to say? I think I figured out a common thread too. Oh no, 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 don't mention it, no, please, please. The support skills you have are... No! 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 Okay, that's better. And that's still kind of bad, but not as bad as Marion Karen. Yeah, strategically. That's a word for it. That's one way to describe it. It's totally wrong, but it's one way to describe it. Anyway, let's take my mind off of that. He might also have died, but you don't seem to be concerned about that at all. Yeah. Are you back to your normal bitter self? I guess so. You do have... Well, I mean, your parents are pretty bad, but I don't think they're quite as bad as Junpei's dad. Huh. It's funny because, I alluded to it in the last part, episode 85 of Critical Role actually has a moment where there's a character who you find out is a lot like that, too. I feel like everything just is repeating out there, so they probably don't even notice it. Or, at least in my opinion of this, I feel like we're the only ones who are stuck in this loop to begin with. Junpei's still pretty awesome. And I approve of that nickname because that's also the code name of an amazing character in Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Which I feel is also a mistranslation. It probably should have been Extinguisher, but anyway, let's just not get into that. Something that I want to say before I end off, I'm biased, but I do really like that flashback for the most part. I know Junpei is pretty much my favorite character in this game, or he's one of my favorite characters in any game, but I actually do really identify with Junpei a lot. It's just like those issues that Junpei has when it comes to feeling unappreciated and just feeling, I don't know, just like he's not making a difference compared to everyone else. I definitely get that sometimes, so I definitely know where he's coming from. I know it's not just me, a lot of people really like Junpei, so I'm not alone there, but I don't know, I just feel a particular kind of kinship with him sometimes. But there is one issue that I have, though. I really wish we'd actually got to see Junpei awakening to his persona in the convenience store. That would have been so cool. It's a shame that the flashback cuts off just before it gets to that point. And the thing that I was saying before about these flashbacks, the common theme seems to be that we're all getting reminded of our reasons to fight. And on that, I'll end this. Next time, we continue further into the Abyss of Time, and I'm going to be fusing some very strong personas now that we're level 53. So, I'll see you then.